Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Sekien no Inganock. Last time was really short episode, and I'm still figuring out how to put the episodes because of recent events that I'm sure you're aware of. And yeah, let's just go. I think today we'll have like full-fledged 1 hour episode, so let's go. Yeah, last time we came back to our place, and yeah, there's something odd. Sounds and a smell. The calming sounds of cooking, the smell of cheap synthetic bacon cooking in oil. Guy turned toward the kitchen. There, he saw the girl cooking. Guy was looking the other way. That was why his room felt like someone else. The sense of life floating through his apartment. It already belonged to her. Almost as if it's been her house to begin with. He gazed at her from behind. First, he confirmed that she was unhurt. Early had contacted him before sunrise, telling him to come right away. He would left her here alone. Of course, he would request short-term guarding and surveillance. This time from a Naga boy that Ati knew. He didn't recognize him. A wireless telecommunication device, newer than the machine that had sent the telegraph. He would use it to make his request of the running boy. Since I don't know him, I felt someone on edge. It looked like she would spend the past hour without being harmed.
Kia, ohayo. Sumanai ne, hitori ni sasete.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
おかえりなさい。戻っていたのね。おはようぎ。全然大丈夫よ。
怖かったのかい？悪いことをしたら。
怖くないです。平気よ。前にもあったから慣れています。
Why is she so pissed?
ならいいんだが。
もう少しで朝食できるから。お弁当もちゃんと今日は用意したの。
あ、
いいえ、どういたしまして。今日は2口くらいは食べてくださいね。
Yeah, maybe Guy will start eating properly and not only drinking coffee.
全処するよ。
食べてくださいね。
全処するよ。
もう、頑固なギー先生。倒れてしまったら許さないんだから。
Wait, since when she's calling him Gi-sensei? Guy looked at her, puffing her cheeks. It made him feel somewhat relieved. He hadn't truly felt it until he would exchange words with her. She really was unharmed. He really had felt anxious about leaving her with someone he would never met. He knew that boy through Ati, but still. Someone I've never met. I see.
僕を名指ししてはいたが、クライン氏。あなたは僕とは面識がないはずだ。
Mr.
あ
Klein.
の子を頼む。か。
ギーどうかした？
Wait, what? I missed that. Why are you asking me with your flesh blood? Okay.
いや、少し
Interesting.
キア、今日は少し上へ出かけるよ。
上？
Okay.
もしかして階段公園？
I don't think so.
残念ながらコードの座標は近いけれど豊島天狼へ行くんだ。さっきエラリーから治療依頼を受けた。第一級市民の所有するビルディングへね。
豊島天狼？
I will skip a little bit faster the talking part, because I kinda want to go a little bit faster with visual novels. And yeah, I will just let them mostly tell what they want, like voice actors, but I think I will just move forward a little bit faster. You can let me know in the comment if that bothers you. If it does, then I will just let them play out completely. That's perfectly fine, so just let me know.
聞き覚えはあるのだけど。
知らないのか。
He was a little surprised. He tried to prevent his expression from changing. The girl said she didn't know where the skyscraper was. The center of the city is hard. Even the citizens' education program taught that. He would confirm this before, when he glanced over the children in Siriculum. The city skyscraper, where the city information accumulated, where it managed. Where it was managed, and where engine energy was distributed on large scales. Inganock City Management was in charge of the administrative engines, which managed all of the lower tiers, in a sense. It was the place closest to the upper tier. In terms of distance, the upper tier staircase parks were technically closer, but in terms of function, the city skyscraper was, goddammit. Most importantly, it was the only economic ward. No other tier had one of those. It was strange for Kia to have not heard of it at her age. Yeah, that's why. This is exactly why I think that she's not from the city. Like, she knew freaking nothing about the city. She had to be like outside of the city. There's no way. She said she would heard of it. I certainly have mentioned it.
例えばキーヤが第1層や2層の箱入りだったとして家庭教師がつくだろう。彼らが教えずに両親の会話の上に出てこないだろうか。第1層や2層の市民なら
豊島天皇。
キーヤ、たまに部屋の明かりが消えるだろ。
ええ、突然真っ暗になったり。でも別の区画。
あれは豊島天狼にある管理部の運営に異常が起き、明かりが消えてから再びつくまでの間に管理部の職員やエネルギー企業の社員がライフラインエンジンの修理をしているんだ。
Okay.
そうなの。すごく重要。
ああ。
He wasn't lying, but he hadn't told her everything. A city skyscraper certainly was the center of energy management, but his greatest distinction was being an economic ward. Dirty money always gathered there. Money from exploiting people in the lower tiers. Taxes and industrial profits were all the same. This girl, she doesn't have to know that yet. He didn't want her to know about the rampart filth in the city. It would surely darken Kia's expression. She would probably find out sooner or later. Guy didn't have to be the one to tell her.
エゴイストだな。
思い出したわ。そういえばアティが言っていたもの。豊島天皇でお仕事をする。
Okay.
アティがいつもお仕事をする場所。そうでしょ？ギ、ね？正解かしら。
I wonder if Guy even know that.
ああ、正解だ。
Okay. Come to think of it, when did the Black Cat say that? When I wasn't around? Maybe a half hour or some before morning?
わかったわ。豊島天皇へ行くのね。
Nope.
いや、違うよ。治療依頼と言っただろ。
あ、そうね。
Yeah, that's like weird request of healing, and they going to split 50-50.
彼女の真似は僕にはできないよ。体が持たない。
You're mostly human. I mean, at least physically. Guy's work and Ati's bees, there was a huge difference between them. The work requests that Ati and the runners received meant and contained entirely different things, though he wouldn't call them polar opposites. Both lines of work were matter of life and death, but Guy couldn't handle hers. He knew all too well that the city needed them. He would requested a runner today himself, but I could never do it myself. Staying his hand red, I decided I would do that only to save people.
そういえばキーヤ。
はい。
アティの仕事の内容について何か聞いたか。キーヤ。
それは誰にも C なのよ。
Okay, what do you know? I feel like you got pretty wrong impression. Kia put a finger to her lips. Guy figured out what had happened. Ati must have told her that such information was a secret. Or something like that. Okay. He didn't want her to know about something that dangerous, but it was still reassuring to see her lips were tied. She was pretty strong. Guy heaved a sigh. This girl was stronger than he would thought. Tight lips were a key to survival. Revealing someone's secrets was a cardinal sin. I don't have to worry about little things like that. She's good at living in the city.
聞けなくて残念だよ。では、食事、豊島天狼へ。
Okay. But you were supposed to go with Kia, right? And why you said like, you're going? Oh, we will be... Oh, okay, never mind. There were two ways to reach the city skyscraper. The same two ways used to reach the higher tier plates. One was by using the large staircases connected the tiers. However, that wasn't very realistic. It consumes far too much time and energy. The second was how they would get into the upper tier staircase parks, using ascending monorail. Conveniently, unlike the one to the parks, the railroad to the city skyscraper went through the station closest to them. It was only a few minutes away from the apartment on foot. I will have to let a few trains pass by first. Most of the ones here won't be going anywhere near the skyscraper. They had to wait for a while. He grabbed Kia's outstretched hand and confirmed the status of his cardinal organs. No problems there. The phenon equation carved into his organs was functioning normally. Guy's mutated brain had granted him special sensory functions. He was able to turn his cardinal organs on and off at will. Really? Holy shit!
症状不明か。いつもとそう変わりはしない。すべきことをするだけだ。
メイキ、
何かな？
都市をこう作ったのは王様なのよね。上層貴族の誰よりも偉い方。
Oh yeah, I don't think we know about him yet.
ああ、
どうして王様はこんなに町を積み上げてしまったの？
That's a good question. Kia's gaze was directed upwards, far higher than the 7th tier. She was surely trying to look at the skyscraper. Unfortunately, she was looking the wrong way. Also, it's not like the city probably was built that way. Maybe it just evolved to that way, because I don't think it would be built like that from the get-go. Yeah, I think it just evolved into like different cities and tiers, basically.
アーコロジー計画というものがあってね。それに基づいて都市は設計されたんだ。
Okay.
とも、その計画は途中で放棄されてしまったけれどね。
アーコロジー計画。それも聞いたことがあるわ。
Okay. That's surprising. She don't know anything about city, but she know about the archaeology plan. Huh.
何だったかしら。
生産性を内包した人間のための完全な都市空間。農業、漁業、工業、商業のすべてを都市一つに内包し、外部、それが10年前の歌い文句だ。
Okay. The ideal of city plan. Even he was surprised at how well it remembered it. Many of the people in the city couldn't remember the past, because doing so would bring back the nightmare of the revival. And yet, the phrase flowed right out of his memory.
思い出した。そう。都市のみんなが暮らしやすくなるための計画。そんな風なこと聞いたことがあるわ。
な
Interesting.
ぜ大公爵が言い出したのかは誰にもわか。
Yes, no one knew the real reason behind the execution and abandonment of the plan. Apparently the prince is in that weird place with the staircase, right? I don't even know if this is like a real place. The plan said it to be nothing more than theory on paper. He would try to build it up and partially succeed.
もしかしたら彼はできると思いついてしまった。大公爵は理工の赤学だったからね。彼は数を操る天才だった。
Lady Ada.
赤
天才のことさ。書物を読み解くのに精一杯の僕らとは桁世の中を
Interesting.
変えてしまうほどの頭脳。それを備えた人々、大公爵。都市の支配者は
すごい人だったのね。
Amazing, huh? He certainly is an exceptional person. Crack engines and the phenomenon equation, inventors which bent physics itself. He was probably the only human in the world who could create such things. Yeah, this is pretty impressive, like... How the hell do you think of something like that? I don't know, how do you even discover that? Like, if you would have to discover that human brain can actually use, like, I don't know, telekinesis, for example, to move stuff from distance. How do you even, like, get into this? Like, how? I can't, like... Maybe that's why I'm not genius.
昔はね。今はどうかな。
大公爵様はどこにいるの？
No one knows.
そのずっと上さ。誰よりも上で。
Okay, probably... Do you mean that he died or something?
彼は玉座にいるはずだよ。今
Okay, maybe not. Huh. A city skyscraper. A city's only high-rise building plate. I wonder if we will meet Ati. The city center, its heart, its economic core. More shillings gathered there than anywhere else. A huge nest of industrialists and city officers were going back and forth. It stood in the city's lower tier. Yet, it was shimmering ward, aligned with the upper tier circuit parks. Even though all of the unfinished high-rise buildings were simply being left to rot, the people worked on God damn it! Unconcerned. Yeah. The district was the most valuable part of the city, but at the same time, it was in ruins. It's living as it dies, or perhaps it's dying as it lives. Among the industrialists going back and forth through the corridors, the squatters in their cardboard houses stood out. City management occasionally disposed of them. People frustrated with their lives as registered citizens, illegal residents, squatters. If this district was living as it died, which of those groups best symbolized that? The industrialists, the city officers, or perhaps even the squatters? Who was living and who was dying? No one knows, I guess. If nothing else, the last group felt very alive to Guy. Their words held emotion, unlike those of industrialists who aimed to be human calculators, and the city officers, who were nothing more than cogs within the administration. Yeah, that makes sense. Lower tier citizen. Just a random citizen with a gas mask because... Yeah, why waste resources to draw race of the random one-time character, I guess? It seems like these are his ears though. Maybe he's like a goblin or something, I don't know. Yeah. Haunted house.
そんなとこに行くのはやめときない。兄さん、そのなりじゃ下の層の人間だろ。商会や企業のサラリーマンじゃ。なら私たちと変わりゃしないよ。これは忠告だ。行く。ああ、やめた方がいいさ。死人に呪われちまうってもっぱらの噂だ。死人。
Okay.
死人か人形？
ああ、そうさ。死人か人形だ。そこにはめぼしいもんはなんもねえ。盗みに入るやつだっていやしねえんだ。
It sounds like a trap. Maybe there is no actual proposition for Guy to heal someone. Maybe someone want to lure him out and basically get rid of him for some reason. Yeah, it sounds like someone has something about against his Kikai basically. I wonder.
見たってやつがいるだけで言ったら呪われちまうんだ。狂った挙句に
The emotions in their voices, mild curiosity and intense fear. Their words were contradictory, and no one ever seen the rumor's curse. Was it just a rumor or a sign of a monster? Guy couldn't determine which, but information was information. That's true. He would heard all he could. He tossed a few shillings into an empty can on the floor and turned around to face Kia. The fuck is this?
こちらにおいでなさいな。
That's not the kappa from the water, right? I don't remember how they look like.
ググ。
Yeah, the engine spirit, not the kappa.
これは難しい遊戯ですね。ギギ。
Yeah. Interesting. The engine spirit. Why would they call it the engine spirit? Like, this is machine, right? I love this word.
目隠し鬼っていうの。でも、ギギ、湿気な。ちゃんとほら、どこ？ほら、物、愛が。スリットの中に見えませんか？あ、そこ。あれ？あ、そこは。
What the hell? An engine spirit in a tier this high? I'm a little surprised. She always seems to find someone to play with, but they couldn't afford to waste any time. He cleared his throat.
ごめんなさい。あの子、遊びたそうにしていたから。
いや、せかしてしまってすまないね。エンジン精霊の表情がわかるのかい？彼ら。わ
かるわ。え？キーにはわからないの？
Okay, that's interesting as well. How could you do that?
どうかな。
I have even more questions about Kias.
ああ、わからないのね。ダメよ、ギー。人の顔はよく見なきゃ。
Why do you call it a people? Huh? People faces, eh? She makes no distinction between humans and engine spirits. If anyone else had said that, Guy would have just shrugged his shoulders, but he didn't. He softly replied, "You're right," and took Kia's hand. They were heading for the number 10 storage building in Vardai. Okay. It looks like a library. The building isn't locked. That was the place Mr. Klein had indicated. For a high-rise building, it was rather small. A large iron door had been left unlocked. When Guy stepped in front of it, it opened automatically. From Guy's observations, the building must have been over 10 years old. It was a little weird for a structure that old to have automatic door. Automatic doors were engine-made, products first sold 6 years ago. That meant Mr. Arthur Klein had renovated the place within the past 6 years. Okay. Then, when they entered the building, they were met with a large space lacking any signs of life. Kia cut, probably because of the dust. Information storage building, a place where information publications accumulated. It seems to symbolize a certain aspect of the city's skyscraper. Countless bookshelves spread out before them, a library. No, not that. A storehouse of information. Information in the form of books. The entire building was filled with bookshelves. It was splendid, in a way. Yeah, that's pretty true. Like, imagine having like the whole huge storehouse dedicated only to books. Holy shit. That's a lot of books. However, it was also unsettling. It was certainly a building made by humans, but no signs of life could be felt from it. Even an industrial business building felt livelier than this.
どなたかいませんか？仮想第7層より前。もしも。
Kia's voice didn't echo that much. It was absorbed by the bookshelves. When the echo came to an end, silence refilled the building.
誰もいない。そんな場所は間違えていない。
It's a trap. It's a trap. There's something going to happen. Maybe we'll meet that creature that we had, like, I don't know, I feel like it was a future vision in last episode. I know why they would do that, but okay. He wondered if he should use the phenomenon equation I to search the interior for heat sources. But as he thought that, something came through a bookshelf filling the entrance hall. Okay. As Silhouette walked out of the darkness, someone was approaching from the far side of the hall, a single person. Oh? No, a single thing. Oh! It's a robot, it's a machine. You can see the joints. It looks like an android or something. Okay, interesting. That's quite a technology. It wasn't human. It was something built from well-tempered steel. It was not a human, although its form closely resembled that of a human's. Automaton. Okay. Okay. I really love the art in this game. Holy shit, this is amazing. You can see that this is a machine. Not only the joints, but also the face. You can see like this typical like machine, soulless expression, I would say. Gia agreed with her voice of admiration. It certainly was beautiful. What finally showed itself was a single automaton. A crack engine type automaton. A humanoid engine machine constructed out of steel and made to perform labor in place of humans. It wouldn't be an overstatement to say it had an artistic level of completion. That digestive, beautiful certainly suited well. An automaton. He would never seen one this splendid before. The automatons he would caught a glimpse of in the first and second years prioritized functionality, so they didn't bother to accurately imitate the human form. But she, who appeared before her eyes, could easily be mistaken for a human. A work of art. That phrase comes to my mind. He looked at her form. The automaton was in the shape of a woman. Its lips moved as it spoke. The voice sounded utterly indistinguishable from a human's. It was a well-made and probably very expensive doll. Its face must have come from a top-notch facial artist. The whole shape of the body had been designed with balance and beauty taken into account. It was incredibly smooth. He could tell at first glance that it was in the form of a woman. Even its spherical joints appeared elegant. These look kinda like bats though. The doll didn't react to her words. It was only natural. Even if it had the atmosphere of the human. Even if his expression looked human. It was clearly just a beautiful doll. Delicate eyes like a human's. He could clearly tell they were glass spheres. However, it was somehow out of balance. The storage building didn't suit it. Why was this splendidly crafted girl this automaton here, in the fortress of dust-covered archives? It was probably just Mr. Klein's personal taste. Guy and Kia handed her their individual engine cards. With just one glance, she nodded. Okay. I wonder if it was sudden, like not long time ago and they just didn't make it in time, or something else happened?
ここには都市建築士および現在に至るまでの都市か
Basically everything.
はいここにお探しの情報をおっしゃってくださいお探しの情報を
The information he was searching for. He was searching for information about Ruach Lane. He had came to heal that person. However, the automaton
クワ
said,
クラインについて私の正式所有する情報は多くありません
"Okay,
一級市民アーサー・クライン氏の血族性別不明
okay,
年齢は10代後半から20代前半重度の変異病に罹病していたとの情報死因は変異病の悪化による葬儀は行われてい
okay."
配偶者なし不要
Dead. The automaton definitely said that. Early probably would have gone home right about now, but he had other ideas. He decided to ask automaton to show him around the store building. Was Ruach Lane really not here? Before leaving the fortress of books, he had to confirm that. However, an hour quickly passed. He still hadn't found any traces of life within the storage building. The bookshelves and the floors and the walls were all nicely clean, but that was it. The pot in the boiler room had never been heated up. The synthetic alcoholic drinks in the engine type refrigerator had all expired a year ago. And most of all, the washing type lavatory. The water hadn't been used there in months. His right eye saw the age and the duration of the toilet seat hinges. They hadn't been touched for at least half a year. Huh. In other words, it would been at least half a year since anybody had lived here. So it was not him who issued the order for Guy. I wonder what the hell is going on.
本当にすでに
It had to be trap.
死んでいる
It's definitely trap.
ならクライン氏の依頼は彼に確認を
Nothing but books. There was nothing but books and dust and automaton. Books. Yes, just books. He took one off the shelf. Records of the 7th tier. No sanctioned by the city
都市
management.
仮想士の記録か貴重
いいえそれらにはもう何の価値もありません
Okay.
このビルディングのセントラルエンジンその情報書庫にここの書籍すべての情報はすでに分解蓄積されているのです
なるほど情報の抜け殻か
Huh. He returned the book on its shelf. At the same time, his gaze fell upon the door of a single room. The odd rumination suddenly came into his mind, as if someone was behind him, whispering, telling him to look. The Kikai, the clown.
あそこは
クライン氏の居室です
入っても
はい現在は誰もおりません
Mr. Klein private room. He probably used this place as the second home. He had a mansion in the first year. First class citizens were allowed to live here there. I opened the door and... it all makes sense now. Guy sighed softly. He couldn't get confirmation from Mr. Klein. The man was right there, in that room. On the other side of the barely open door, inside one room, he could see the only trace of life in the entire storage building. A cup of water on the desk and a silhouette. A mummified corpse. It had dried up. It was nearly bare bones.
クライン氏か
はい
掃除は
Yeah.
そうかこの部屋は命令されていないか
はい
そうか
何
ここにいて中を見ないようにしな君キーヤのことを頼むよ中を見ないように
はい何ちょっとあなた
Yeah, don't look inside and you'll be fine.
失礼いたしましたしかしドクターより侵入禁止の命令を入力されました お許しください、キア。どこ触ってるの？もう
すまないね。
He opened the door slightly and slipped inside. He began searching for evidence. But this wasn't enough to determine the cause of death. The mummy heart had already turned to dust and blown away. Luckily, thanks to dryness, there was no lingering odor. What appeared to be Mr. Klein's remains had mummified in a position hunched over his desk. His right hand was placed over an engine machine, something he would touch on the verge of death. An old telecommunication device. He would try to use it right before dying. He would send that healing request using the old telecommunication device. Beneath his remains was a sheet of paper. It was identical to the telegram. He would send a telegram while looking at it, an old one letter at a time, while enduring the death closing in on him. He tried to send a healing request for himself. No, that's wrong. The telegram had definitely said, "My beloved child Ruara." It wasn't for himself. It was for a relative or a member of his family. He would probably taken his chance and used the device that morning.
なるほど。あなたの依頼は受け取っている。安心してください。あなたが助けを求めた彼、もしくは彼女。見つかりはしない。
So it's not his real name, or they just both have the same name. I spoke to him briefly. Guy left the room and closed the door behind him. He made absolutely sure that Kia couldn't see the room's contents. Kia didn't seem to be restraining anymore. She silently looked up at the automaton.
戻ったよ。この部屋にルアハ。
そう。
君、質問があるんだが。
はい。
ルアハ・クラインが亡くなったのはクライン氏がああなった前かな、それとも。
前と記録されています。
Okay. Guy didn't think it was possible, but could this automaton be Ruoha Klein? What? Maybe it was made to look like him or her. Was this planet automaton the one he would be requested to heal? There were very few people who would call an automaton family, not to mention how few could even own such a valuable automaton in the first place. He thought about it. Hypothetically speaking, could Mr. Klein have made an automaton in the image of his deceased son or daughter?
そういえば、君の名前を聞いていなかった。君は R ルアハクラインかい？
いいえ、違います。
Okay.
私に型式番号は付属していません。私はオーダーメイドで、私の通称をお付けになる前にクライン様がお亡くなりになりました。
Okay. Automatons didn't lie, so that had to be true. However, Kia was gazing at her silently. She had been making a lot of noises earlier, but now she just looked quietly at the automaton. Yeah, Kia is weird. Kia can like say something more in the machines. I don't know how to explain that. As if she was looking at the human's face. Intently, silently, and as if reading his emotions.
この自動人形。いや、ここをどこだと思っている。キア。はい。ここで少し待っていなさい。え？君には自衛機能があるはずだね。名もなき自動人形の君。
はあ。
はい。大型モンスターの出現に耐えうる設計が私にはなされています。
Interesting.
大人であれば1名、子供は2名まで安全に保護できます。
十分だ。よろしく頼む。
Was that overkill? For a non-combat design, it seems rather excessive. But that wasn't impossible either. There were people who had enough money to give their favorite playthings such functions. Lover and bodyguard, a truly necessary existence.
命令を入力いたしました。了解です。ドクター・ギー。ギー、どうしたの？
ああ、調べてみようと思うんだ。蓄積された情報書庫とやらを 確
Mr. Klein chose this place to die, an information storage building. That was itself half dead. There was surely some meaning behind that, and it should eventually connect to Ruach Lane. I will find it, but to that I need one of those. One of those, huh? A city skyscraper corridors. Guy walked with purpose and speed. He thought about where he could borrow that from. He couldn't simply show up in the city management and ask for it. Should he connect Stanisław? Stanisław was a dealer, after all. Even now, he collected information. He was a pro at obtaining things. He could buy anything given the money. Kia Force Registry. Information about work requests and the poor and injured in the lower tiers. And yes, he could obtain that too. But it would cost money. And it would probably take a while. Our dealer didn't like talking through the wireless. If he wanted to ask him for something, he would have to talk to him in person. Time. Over half a year has been wasted already. And yet, for some reason, I'm impatient. Ruach Lane is in danger now. I cannot think that, though I have no reason to. He whispered such thing despite himself, no time, no reason. Then a familiar voice suddenly reached him. It was the black cat's cry. Okay, maybe Ati can actually get the item, like steal it. It would be probably really risky. I still kinda have bad feelings. You remember, like, in the one of the first episodes? I think it was in the one of the first episodes, or maybe a few episodes ago, I don't know. When I said, I feel like something bad will happen to her in one of the jobs. And I think that maybe this one, maybe this request will be the bad one. Also, she have amazing outfit, goddammit, I love it.
いやあ、珍しいとこで会うね。こんな場所でブツブツつぶやいて何さ。
She's doing her dong face.
ギー、また顔色悪いじゃない。ちゃんとね。そう、君のアティさ。
何が君のアティだ、気持ち悪い。
Your Ati.
ようだな。あんたが例のクラッキングドクだ。ちょうどいいところに顔出してくれたもんだ。クリッター討伐隊の従軍経験があるんだろ。今日の仕事付き合わないか？
What?
臨時雇用登録者は2名ですよ。新しい方はご遠慮くださらないと。
City officer, so we have centaurs now. Holy fuck. I don't know what to tell about this. Okay, upper half is cute, I guess.
ケチケチしてんじゃねえよ。クラッキングドクの
ダメなものはダメですよ。本当に必要なら正式書類
で、それな。
早くて。
Okay.
ここは雑踏街の演芸場か。
ギー、何ぼーっとしてるの？
The voice came from Ati, the black cat, from the young Palaceman, and from Taurus Woman. A group of upper-tier soldiers were following them. He couldn't believe his eyes. What was with this group? Runners and upper-tier soldiers? And is that Taurus Woman? Wearing a city management
どん
uniform?
な顔してんのギー。ああ、まあちょっと説明しにくい集団か。
Yeah, I guess.
まっとうな仕事なのさ。都市管理部絡みのね。だからこうして上層兵の面々もご同行。
なるほど。
He couldn't fully understand it, but it was incredible luck. So the Taurus Woman really was from the city management. He might be able to get what he was looking for after all. Ati really did get around.
会えてよかった。会えてよかったと期待よ。旦那に奥方さんよ。これから二人で雑踏街の安宿で。
Yes, please.
も もしかして旦那様なんですか？
奥さんじゃないってば。
But you want to be. We can all freaking see it, like from the episode 1.
安宿を否定しろよ。お前、まだ仕事中だろうがよ。
アティ。僕は幸運だった。まさか
ちょっと冗談。
Okay.
安宿連れ込みとかほんと勘弁してよ。
Okay.
静かに。アティ。頼む。
Yeah. Ati tilted her head. Guy whispered into her ear. A whisper that no one could hear. Softly, as if whispering sweet nothingness. Whispering. Tell that city officer I need to borrow the external engine connector. What? What is that? Please, I need your help with this.
はいはい、そういうことね。
Yeah, what did you expect that? Well, we all know what.
まあそうだよね。んなことだろうと思ってたけど。でもそんなもの何に使うのさ。誰が使うの？鼻と耳から血出して死んじゃうって聞くけど、それって。
Okay.
何のお話で？
エンジンコネクタ。外付け型のとびきり危ない嫌な機械。
あれか。趣味の悪い自殺機械だな。
What the fuck?
穴黒な
The fuck you want Guy with this?
違うんだ。今じゃ本物のハッカーはエンジンコネクタを頭蓋骨にくっつけてるもんさ。
Okay. He knew that perfectly well, but there wasn't enough time to employ a hacker. That was why Guy needed a connector. It was the only machine allowing a flesh and blood human to connect to information space. But it came with a lot of risks. I can hear about them. But on the other hand, Guy can repair his organs, right? So maybe he's not that much at the risk. It will probably still hurt as fuck.
やめときな。自殺はいく。
僕はすでに依頼を受けていてね。それに僕は人体の修復には慣れている。
Yeah.
そういや、クラック使いだったか、旦那は。
やめて、どうでもよくない。何？ギーが死んだら意味ないじゃない。契約も何もなくなるよ。
The black cat objected with pursed lips. Guy didn't answer. I'll just be silent. I've already decided what I need to do. Roughly 2 hours later. Guy returned to the information storehouse. Ward number A, number 10. Hyro's building, a place said to be haunted. He saw Kia and the automaton conversing in the entrance hall. Kia was speaking to the automaton, and the automaton was replying mechanically. He was interested in what they were discussing, but Kia noticed him right away and waved her hand. He went back, and she came up to him, pulling the automaton's hand.
おかえりなさい、ギー。あのね、このこと。
仲良くなったのかい？
そうよ。キーヤたちは仲良くなったの。この子のいろんな話を聞かせてもらったわ。コーヒーを入れ。
Good.
はい。ほらね。
ああ、味わってみたい。
それは命令の入力でしょうか。
Nah.
いや、
Oh, hey, Ati.
商業しくエンジンコネクタなんて借りて焦ってどこへ行くのかと思えば、お人形とキーヤとで泳ぎ会なの？
Yeah, kinda.
よかった。
あ、頼りないから少し仕事抜け。
よかった。ならギーはだい。
まあね。
Yeah, he'll probably still bleed. Ati, your job is to take Kia away and not to show her what's going to happen. For some reason, the Black Cat smiled. She kept quiet about something Kia had failed to realize when she came in with Guy. Ati should have stayed with her current bees, but the Black Cat simply said, "This looks dangerous, so I will go watch him," and left with Guy and the engine connector. She would followed him all the way back here, since she would help him borrow it. He couldn't refuse her. The Black Cat said she needed an engine connector for the bees, making the city officer to go all the way back to the workplace. Even with the officer connectors, asking for a second-hand connector seems to make a big difference. The city officer Usman could borrow one of those just by asking. Management work, eh? I'm glad they can get things so quickly.
そのヘルメット何？
Okay, so it's in form of helmet.
おもちゃだよ。少しこれを試してみたい。
Nice toy! Yeah. Yeah. He looked into a far corner of hall. At a seat which probably once occupied by a clerk. In front of it, it was a reception desk. He searched for the engine connection interface underneath it. There it is. A connection interface to the certain storage engine. Back when there were humans here, calculation and references device could have been connected to it. It was fairly old, but still functional.
何をするの？
これからギーはお昼寝の時間さ。エンジンの情報書庫にそれでアクセスしていろいろと調べてみたいんだってさ。
アクセス
盛況外来後接触と
危なく
問題ないよ。じゃあ、
Yeah, no
僕の体
problem.
のことは頼むよ、アディ。せっかく来てくれた以上、報酬は払う。
Yeah, I can see a problem now. He will not be able to regenerate. If he's unconscious and his consciousness is like inside the information, in the information space, then yeah, he might die.
はいはい。
頼りにするよ。
Guy said that and sat in the chair. He then equipped himself with the connector. And the rest? We'll see in the next episode. Yeah, that was... It's pretty much hype episode for what's going to happen next. And I can't wait to see that. I hope you can see that as well. So yeah, thank you for being with me today and listening to me, and I will see you in the next one. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.